In this episode of Filmstock Reviews, I'm reviewing episode 2 of Peacemaker, titled Best Friends for Never. This episode picks right up where episode 1 leaves off. The Peacemaker is trying to escape this apartment building where he fought this woman that he went out with and went back to her place and, release his sexual frustrations out. The entire scene is so well done and so comedic that it's perfect. The clumsiness of how Peacemaker works is great. And Peacemaker grabbing all these little things inside the house and like the music, the certain knickknacks and stuff. It's just funny and hilarious. And him trying to escape through the entire building is really fun. This episode was more so low-key in a way because episode 1 was just right in your face. But episode 2, we understood that certain things where he's in a situation but he doesn't know how to get out of it, so he calls the team, and Harcourt and Leota and Economist and Myrn, they all try and help him out. So they do that, and then they find out like they're not telling him what Project Butterfly is, but he wants to know what Project Butterfly is. Now the fun thing about this episode is that we are introduced to Vigilante, and Vigilante is hilarious, funny, the costume is amazing. And he meets Peacemaker at his home while he's listening to music, and he's just crying and crying. It's a really well done scene by John Cena, and it's so well directed by James Gunn that it's really, really good. So Peacemaker is just laying in his bed, and a Vigilante comes and is like, "Hey, how are you?" Just the way the mannerism is and the way he speaks through his mask is really, really fun. So in order to cheer up Peacemaker, Vigilante and Peacemaker go to a target practice, shooting guns, blowing things up. It's a great, great scene played over through an amazing music. And I do want to say that this entire 3-episode premiere had amazing music to it, and it's really, really good. I did forget to mention in my episode 1 review that the opening credits scenes are some of the best I've ever seen, and it's so well done that the entire cast is dancing in this opening scene. Yeah, you have to see it to believe it, and it's really, really good. So while that's all happening, we find out that Peacemaker wants to know certain things, but he's not getting much out of Myrn, the leader of Argus, and he's still trying to understand what Project Butterfly is, what it is, but to no avail. He's not getting that. So then, like I said, the person that was framed was his father, Augie Smith, and he goes to jail, and then he wants this one seat, and he's like, no. And then all these inmates are like huddled around, and then they find out that Augie Smith, Peacemaker's father, comes in. He sits down in his chair. All of a sudden, these prisoners kneel down, and they do like a Nazi symbol salute to the character that Robert Patrick plays of Augie Smith. We find out in the end that they start chanting White Dragon. Yeah, Robert Patrick's character of Augie Smith is the White Dragon, the DC supervillain that is crazy. And if you don't know the backstory of it, do your research, because I'm not going to say anything more than that. But it's really good to see that James Gunn is taking certain villains and superheroes from DC and putting it into a show like the Peacemaker, where superheroes from the Suicide Squad people didn't even know unless you were a real big DC fan. And when you put in things that people don't know, people get interested and they find out who these things are. And James Gunn really knows his shit about comics and stuff, if you didn't know that. I mean, he's one of the very rare few instances in Hollywood who knows what he's doing when he's working for DC and Marvel. The guy's living a dream right now, and this right here is fantastic. So yes, Peacemaker's father is White Dragon, so I'm really curious to see how that story plays out, and if Peacemaker actually knows what his father does, or did it keep him a secret for his entire life. It's going to be an interesting face-to-face when Peacemaker does find out what his father, or who his father truly is. This episode was really good, but it was more so toned down a little bit because of all the in-your-face action and comedy we got in the very first episode. But this was really, really good. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about episode 2 of Peacemaker. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? And what did you think about the storyline basis and how everything is progressing and going? Let me know in the comment section below. And what are your thoughts on seeing the DC supervillain White Dragon in Peacemaker? Let me know in the comment section below about the questions I just asked. And be sure you tune into my next video, which is my episode 3 review of Peacemaker. You can click that right here.